last speaker is Grubacic, again from Ljubljana, who wrote and who is writing excellent and very exciting work about both the Zapatistas and the American transcendentalists, of all things, from Slovenia. So, Riga, welcome.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I guess I should apologize for my foreign accent. Andrej at least has got an immigrant one, so if there will be some mistakes, I hope you won't be too harsh on me. I guess I should also start with a less serious thing, if a wedding is not a serious one. Yesterday, an old friend gave me a wedding invitation because it's an interesting story for today's panel. He's an old anarchist marrying an old Marxist. So you can see that things can happen. Can happen. And this invitation goes something like this. This marriage will be much heralded physical embodiment of red-black unity in action. So you can see this is possible. But if I skip now to my paper or to my short introduction into the debate, I would like to say that yes, I will start with Zapatistas intentionally, because I think this is one of the most important and successful social moments in recent history that is unfortunately in the current days and months under a new threat from Mexican government. And if the Zapatista movement received important support from social movements in Europe, particularly Italy, Spain, Slovenia, and North America, nowadays they are off the map. They don't receive any support, although the Calderon is supporting new militarization of Chiapas, although the new groups, paramilitary groups, are emerging, and so on and so forth. So, in December 1996, when Mexican government launched important and widespread offensive on Mayan communities in Chiapas, spokesperson and strategist for EZLN, Subcomandante Marcos, sent out an urgent telegram to civil society. And it contains one important paragraph. The grace hope to win, stop. Rainbow needed urgently, stop. I can say that today we need a similar telegram to international civil society. Not because Calderon is once again planning new offensive on Zapatista communities, but also because more important and widespread conflict is emerging. And within this conflict, the threat is not coming just from the political right, but also from the so-called political left. For those of you who don't follow political developments in Europe, let me remind you about some recent developments. This past March, always confused, Slavoj Žižek organized a conference in London entitled On the Idea of Communism. He gathered aging communist intelligentsia, debating about the importance of Marxist Leninism and Stalinism. The main idea of the whole conference was very important and very frightening, that there is not a possibility for a real progressive libertarian social movement and also solution. But we are facing either-or situation, either Chinese model of communist capitalism or current system. So, by the way, the entrance fee was $150. So,
were there people there?
Yeah, it was packed. So I think, yeah, the rainbow is needed urgently. I'm not afraid about for Žižek and Badiou and Negre and others, but I'm more afraid about for social movements in Europe who are in this, I can say, love affair with those guys. So I can say that this book came out at the right time. It came out when certain currents, or I would rather say undercurrents, within Marxism and also Anarchism are becoming ideologies. Ideologies in full meaning that Marx attributed to this word, that they are fixed systems of ideas that mask reality, rather allow us to understand it and to transform it. For those of you who read Marx, you know that this camera obscura allows a topsy-turvy vision of the world, or rather distorted vision of the world, and not the real picture that allows us to act and to change it. So yes, at this point I'd like to reiterate or to highlight one idea that Maurice Brinton wrote already in 1967. His book, by the way, very important for workers' power, is available at AK Press table. He wrote, "We won't know gods, not even those of the Marxist or anarchist pantheons. We live in neither the Petrograd of 1917 nor the Barcelona of 1936. We are ourselves and nothing more." I would just like to add one additional paragraph, or I would like to quote Proudhon in the single letter where he addressed himself to the idea of Marxism. He writes, "By all means, let us work together to discover the laws of society, the ways in which these laws are realized and the process by which we are able to discover them. But for the God's sake, when we have demolished all a priori dogmas, do not let us think indoctrinating the people in our turn. Let us not set ourselves as the apostles of new religion, even if it will be the religion of logic of reason. Let us welcome and encourage all protests. Let us get rid of all exclusionists." So yes, it's very important that Andrej and Stoughton were able to offer this new call to invent something new, to offer a new synthesis. Andrej often calls it a Haymarket synthesis. Since we are in New York, I would like to call it the sex cafe synthesis. For those of you who know the radical history of New York City, you know that sex cafe was the meeting point of all radicals from Europe, from the States, and so on and so forth. So yes, Andrej, next book you can name it Sex Cafe Synthesis. But if I skip to the not just the possibility and the importance of this new invention and synthesis, I should also address the problems that I see in this. In this respect, I like to highlight an important chapter in this book. It is totally forgotten since it was released in 1989 when the end of history was proclaimed. It's entitled for Anarchism, History, Theory, and Practice, edited by David Goodwin. In this book, I mean, in his chapter, Daniel Guérin writes about the possible fusion of Marxism and anarchism. And he highlights the problem what to pick from Marxism. Because, as Cindy said, anarchism is a very broad current with many, many undercurrents. And also, Marxism is a very broad current. So what to pick? Also, if we stuck just to Marx and Engels, you all know that they went through transformation throughout their lives. We can find many important things in so-called young Marx, in his manuscripts, and not so many important things in his later writings. So of course, we got the theory of alienation, the concept of surplus value, etc. They are all important for today's perception of world, for our analysis, for our, if you want, programs or aspirations. But on the other hand, we can also say that socialism is not just about production and consumption. It's all about freedom. And this is what I missed during this forum, that socialism was reduced just on the issue of how to produce and how to consume, and not how to build a free society.